First move we have here is some thoracic extension on the foam roll. What you want to do is place your butt in the ground, the foam roll in your mid to low back, support your neck, extending or hinging your mid back over the foam roll, making sure to keep the rib cage down. You're going to work the foam roll up your back and then all the way back down as you're seeing in the video here. Here I'm getting the lat. This is a long, broad muscle that goes from your armpit all the way down your back. So you're going to lay on your side in a sexy beach pose position with your palm open toward the ceiling, reaching out. You're going to roll through this muscle. And you're going to bend your elbow to get a little bit more stretch in there. It gets kind of nasty up into the armpit, so make sure you take it easy and don't overdo it. So you can also get the lat with the lacrosse ball, but here what we're trying to accomplish is getting the teres major, which is a lat assisting muscle. So we're going to mash it with that lacrosse ball right in that lower shoulder blade area and add some rotation in our arm here to help get some active release of the tissues there. We didn't go over this move, but this is a rollout of the pec minor muscle that sits below the big old pec major muscle. And what we're going to do is you're going to take the edge of that foam roll and you're going to place it about 2 finger breadths below your collarbone, right between your shoulder and your chest plate, your sternum. And you're going to reach out that same side arm and look away and just roll from side to side. Trust me, you'll know when you hit it. Moving on to the lower body, we'll first do a quick hip assessment to see what kind of internal rotation we have at our hips. So what you'll see here is that I'm going to stick my feet out, and that's driving internal rotation of my hips. And you'll notice that I'm definitely lacking on my right hip. This is something that we can do beforehand and then check afterward. Next we'll move into that Frogger position. We'll first find that J-Lo and plumber butt as we talked about. So you're going to go rock forward, you'll tuck that tailbone under like a plumber butt, and you'll sit back into the J-Lo. And then you'll rock that position a little bit to get a stretch into your groin area. Next you'll walk your hands from side to side, trying to straighten out that opposite leg, squeezing that glute. A lot of us have trouble doing that. Sometimes it takes time to get to that point. If it helps, you can do this move here where you just lift your ankles up off the ground trying to drive that rotation. Here we have the sumo squat with the goblet. What we do is get in a really deep, low squat position, our toes forward as possible, holding that kettlebell up to our chest, pressing our chest through in order to keep that mid upper back straight. And that picture up there, you can see I'm not doing the greatest job of it. Oh, I corrected right there. So what we're doing is just rotating in an oval pattern, trying to drive some motion through the ankles. Next here, what we'll do is you'll squeeze the elbows into the knees, hold for 10 seconds, breathe low into your belly and breathe out to get some stretch in the groin there, widening up the knees. Then we'll throw in some curls, some heartbeats, and what we're doing here is that we're stabilizing with the core while also mobilizing the ankles and hips and upper back while simultaneously creating some stability. Here we have the hip wipers. What we'll do is sit in our butt with our knees bent, heels in the ground, chest up. Think about pressing your chest up toward the ceiling. And you'll drop your knees to one side and place your hands down behind you. And you can add a little reach through for a little extra stretch as you see here. Now when we go back to the other side and we drop our knees to the right, we'll do is drive our knees into the ground, reaching back and then slowly sitting back down into that right butt. What we're doing here is simultaneously creating hip mobility while also patterning some hip stability and core stability. We didn't have time to go over this one, but there's another really great bang for your buck move to help drive hip mobility as well as stability, specifically in the right hip there. As you can see, I have some voodoo floss. It's wrapped from outward to inward, and what you're doing is going from hands and knees position then to a half kneeling position in different stances from out wide to in close, and also you can see the little hip skip there. It's a phenomenal move, and it can really help get you some extra motion in those hips. I have some ankle mobility that a lot of us lack. You'll place your foot in the ground and your fist against the pillar, and then your foot on the other side of your fist. You can wrap this voodoo floss from outward to inward direction, starting at the mid shin, working through the foot. You'll keep the foot always on the ground, driving your knee over the middle toe, big toe as well as little toe to help drive that ankle motion in different directions. The active shoulder hang is great for shoulder blade stability. What you'll do is pull your shoulder blades down towards your back pocket and bring your legs up to create a neutral core. When you get comfortable with this, what you can do is slowly let your shoulders go and then pull them back down. You can cycle through this a few times until you start feeling some fatigue. Position will simultaneously train core stability while drive thoracic spine mobility as well as shoulder mobility. So get your knees, hips, and ankles at 90 degrees, kettlebell up above, lock out the elbows, reach overhead while keeping the shoulder blades pulled down towards your back pocket. Do not let the rib cage go as you see here, compensating the core. Lastly, with the hollow plank position, you'll get that back flat by getting to a plumber butt position. Pull the elbows toward the hips, and you'll reach forward one arm and then bring it back into starting position. Try not to let the hips dip from side to side. Thank you to Matt, Tyler, and the rest of the CrossFit Fate family for hosting OmniKinetics for this mobility and stability workshop. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions about anything. You guys were an awesome group, and I look forward to future workshops. Take care.